Hello, what's up everyone again? What? You thought you wasn't gonna see me again? That's alright. Nah, actually I'm not. But yeah, slang. Whatever. Anyway, just wanted to say that this is gonna be the return of my show and everything like that. As you can see, I'm fine, alive, here. Don't do a lot of the commentary as much as I used to, but still. First I wanna give a shout out to CutMeMcAsadoBoxing.com, of course, man. You're still doing your thing in big ways. Saw your last blog that you put like maybe about a few years ago or something like that. We was talking about all the people in the in saddle boxing that meant something. That you gave a shout out to all of these people like Killer, all of these people. Yeah, I was checking through them names and I didn't see one Majesty. And let me tell you something. That's something.
What you gonna do when we come for you? Correle, correle, andale. What you gonna do when we come for you?
Okay, sorry about that. Now, welcome everybody to the Saddle Boxing Talk Show. I am your host with the most majesty, aka Drama, and I will be talking about the state of boxing as it is currently. Now, to start things off, we will talk about, since I'm your basic host, there's a couple of things in boxing I'd like to talk about, really, because there's a bunch of things happening right now in boxing, man, that you gotta talk about. What will we talk about? I talk about things that have to do in the world of boxing as a whole. If you don't talk about it, then hundreds of people will talk about it. I must talk about the things that, if they did not exist in boxing, the boxing world as a whole would crumble, and the hundreds of people that don't talk about it will make Pacquiao threads, and it would all be UFC fights. So if I don't know what to talk about, the whole boxing community is in trouble. That is my mission. But, moving on. So, what I'm going to talk about is what's basically got the whole boxing world shaking right now. And that is Mayweather versus Marquez. So, let me see, what do I think about this fight? This fight is the fight that's going to split, in my opinion, two kinds of boxing fans down the middle. In my opinion, when it comes to boxing, you are split down two sides. You have boxing fans, you have boxing watchers. Let me tell you the difference between both of those. Boxing fan is someone who can watch boxing, who's been with it for about a little bit, has some knowledge, old school, new school, has seen people like come and go, seen Oscar in their prime, seen people like Pernell Whitaker, Roy Jones in their prime. It's people like that have been watching boxing, that come along and, they're fans. You can call them fans. Then you have boxing watchers. These are the people that just got into boxing maybe about 4 or 5 years ago or something. And the only big names they know is like Manny Pacquiao and stuff like that. But they're not really, in the loop. Okay, let me make this easier for you. Boxing watchers are the people that can make 10 threads about 10 different things and they all make sense. Boxing watcher makes 10 threads about the same boxer. Okay, so that should pretty much help you out. Now, I can't think of any boxer nowadays that's, nut hugged more than all others. But if I do, I'll let you know. So, let's get to this Mayweather versus Marquez. The reason I say why it's going to split boxing fans as a whole down the middle is because you're going to have some people that are going to be saying that this match is going to be something not to miss and something like that. You're going to have people that's looking at the positives, like, okay, Mayweather's coming back into the sport of boxing. He's fighting someone challenging in Marquez. Then you're going to have people looking at the negatives, like, Marquez is a lightweight, isn't he? He's moving up to fight Floyd Mayweather Jr. At the same time, my response to that is, Floyd Mayweather Jr., his style is not exactly a maul and brawl kind of style where he's going to lay on you. And try to impose his will and sometimes get knocked out. Sorry, was it a little too soon? Okay. Alright, sorry Hatton fans. But anyway, Mayweather's style isn't the kind of style that's really going to take advantage of all the extra weight. If Mayweather's going to do anything, he's going to try to stick and move, use that left hook, check left hook, and get Marquez to counter. He's going to try to counter the counterpuncher. So if you're looking at that, you're going to have a good display of boxing. Now this is where it's going to come in. Some boxing watchers are going to watch this anticipating some sort of a slugfest. And I'm pretty sure with the HBO 24/7 series, they're going to put it as some sort of a slugfest. And what's going to happen? It's probably going to go 12, or it's going to be stop late. It's probably going to go 12. It's probably going to be a dictated kind of fight where both fighters are trying to counter off each other. Now, in a sense, you will have a boring fight. But in my opinion, you will have a wonderful fight because you will have two of the most premier counter punchers of their time going at it against each other to see who is the better boxer, who is the better counter puncher. And whether or not Mayweather weighs more, that's not going to factor in to who's the better counter puncher, and that's who's going to win the fight. It's going to be who's the better counter puncher. As Mayweather's not going to impose his will on Marquez unless he feels like he can. And it's not like Marquez hasn't, already dealt with people trying to impose their will. That's what makes the match so interesting. Now, the reason I'm speaking specifically about the boxing watchers is because they feel this fight is just a curve. They feel like it's just a bump in the road to the big fight everyone really wants to see, Pacquiao versus Mayweather. Now, here's where the double standard comes in, because you will have people saying Marquez is too small for Mayweather, and you have other people that are saying Pacquiao will knock the heck out of Mayweather into next week like he did Hatton and Oscar De La Hoya. You have other people saying I don't want to see this fight. Both are small, but the thing is, you have very fewer people saying it. And I think Mayweather said this on ESPN against Brian Kinney: if Marquez is too small, why isn't Pacquiao? When Mayweather wants to fight someone like, if he wanted to fight someone like Pacquiao, which he doesn't have to, Pacquiao would have to fight him, people would just say, look, Mayweather's picking on somebody smaller than him to try to get his way, to win, and we're not going to give him credit whatsoever. But Sugar Shane Mosley deserves a payday before he goes out of there. It's a double standard in boxing, but this is not a show on double standards. This is a show about the happenings in boxing. So I'm going to pick it up where I left off at. In other news, there's a certain former heavyweight champ out there, asking for a title shot. Some sort of quiet man. Let's see. What are the great heavyweight champions that have come on the last few years? We had Mike Tyson. By the way, Mike Tyson suffered a very big loss in his family. His daughter died in an unfortunate accident at home. As I'm sure you see, if you look on the Saddle Boxing forums, you'll see that exactly. They actually have a thread about it where they're wishing them their best. Saddle Boxing, one of the best boxing sites on the net, and one of the most classy when it comes to times like this where it's seriousness. So big shout out to Mike Tyson and his family. I wish you all the best. I wish you well, and I hope everything goes okay for you. Okay, now to the better heavyweight, the best heavyweight champions. Like I said, you had Tyson, you had Lewis, you even had Michael Moore. You had some alright champions. You had John Ruiz. You had Evander Holyfield again. And, there's Hasim Rahman. And, when you look at all these people that have come around the heavyweight division, most of them by now are old men and are only there on name value. John Ruiz is the person I'm talking about that wants another title shot. And John Ruiz should not get another title shot. Heavyweight division is so bad, you're basically there among face value. If Riddick Bowe came back and he beat a bum, he could probably get a shot at one of the heavyweight titles. That's what's sad about the whole situation. The next fight I'm going to talk about is David Haymaker versus Vladimir Jeb Pizza Face Klitschko. Now, I'm going to get into that fight about now because it's supposed to be the biggest fight in the history of heavyweight boxing. But this wasn't basically a show just to cover everything on boxing like I usually do. It wasn't to cover all the predictions or everything like I usually do. This was a video to get back on track, show you who's the boss of the boxing forums. Actually, we're actually pretty humble and nice people. Check us out sometime. www.saddleboxing.com. Over there, of course. I'll keep this up on YouTube, or you can check it out at saddleboxing.com. Either way, I wanted to say, have a wonderful evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Majesty, signing out.